Okay, so hey y'all, welcome to a very special edition of this channel, and it is the 900th video. And I got something special for this 900th video. Something very special for this celebratory occasion, this milestone. I've made 900 videos, and I'm giving you something very fun and creative. Now, I've built up a plethora of knowledge about this subject after a decade of failures. I finally built up enough knowledge, though I may not have to use it, but I can share it. And it is something truly helpful. It is my 30 flirty guide to dating. If you're single, if you want to mingle, follow these steps. They won't let you down. Mwah. So, the first thing, so the key of the goal is you meet you get some eye candy. Someone catches your eye, whether that be online or in person, usually in person. You meet somewhere, anywhere really, and you go from being total strangers to being lovey-dovey birds. Yeah. And these guys won't fail you. You just gotta do some practice and fail time after time again. And eventually, by the time you're 30 and got a 30 flirty guide yourself, you will get there. So the first step is work on yourself. So that means you got to start dieting. You don't got to start dieting, just stop being addicted to food. If you're always snacking, if you're bored and eating when you're bored, if you're stressed out and you always got to eat, you're going to gain weight. Nobody likes people that gain a lot of weight. It's a lot harder to date when you got excess weight. So, and the easiest way to do that and the most consistent and proven method to do that is to have a healthier relationship with food. Look at me. I eat a fast food meal 3 times a day. But other than that, I'm not eating. I go 5-6 hours without food. Intermittent fasting, whatever. I just am busy with other things in my day. Even if I'm just lying down on the couch, I'm not eating. I'm lying down on the couch because I know my next meal is right around the corner. I don't have to shove food down my mouth right now because my next meal is coming up anytime I want. So I can relax and enjoy the things I'm doing. And when I finally get pushed to the brink, then I have a nice hearty meal and the food tastes so much better. So have a relationship with food. Eat your vitamins, eat whatever the hell you want to eat. Just don't gain too much weight from just eating food. I don't even exercise and I keep a balanced weight. Just have a good relationship with food. It takes time. Eventually, food's going to become like you're not even going to want to eat except for the meal times. That's how I did it. Number 2 is the other part. Build some muscle. Muscle looks good. You ain't got to be ripped. You ain't got to be 3,000 pounds of jackness. Just build some muscle. Whether you're a boy or a girl, muscle looks better that you have some muscle. And you do that with resistant weights, So you got to lift some weights. You got to do shoulders, arms, chest, back, abs, legs, calves. Just do some weights, even just once a week, twice a week. Get some weights, go to the gym and do some weight training. Not cardio, weight training, because weight shows. It shows that you've done something. If you do cardio, you're just going to get more hungry. You'll build up a stronger heart and muscle, and you'll be a better athlete. But the goal is not to be a better athlete. The goal is to look good. So you got to do some weights. Then you want 2 more things. You want to build up world knowledge. So follow the news. Follow when you go on social media. Follow important accounts. Follow Follow people that talk about politics. Follow vloggers, but not like mindless, numb drama. Talk about people that talk about sports, people that talk about elections, people that talk about whatever you're interested in. Follow those things and gain knowledge about the world. Follow businesses and how business operate. Get some financial experience. Learn about politics. Follow sports. Get up to date with sports, as well as some stuff around the news, particularly in politics around the news and world events. And then you got something. Then you're an educated person. You can learn about science and other skills that you're interested in. Work on your hobbies and your passions and your career and your education. That's your primary focus. And then lastly, have a healthy relationship with your family and friends. So they are your supports no matter what. You learn to talk to people by talking with your family and friends. And if if the other person is bad, you be good, and you can still have a relationship. I have so many relationships with people that hate each other, people that are enemies in high school and whatever, and university, people that hate each other. And now I'm friends with both parties. Easy, all the time. I'm like the glue. Because my personality, I don't have conflicts with this person or that person about their personalities, about their beliefs, which makes you easier as a partner in a relationship and dating as well. So those are the elements. Learn to budget as well. Budget your expenses. So get some knowledge, be educated, work on your career, work on your education, have a healthy relationship with family and friends, and diet and exercise. So you look good, you're educated, and you're a healthy relationship. Work on yourself. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to start the search for your partner. So some places where you can find a partner would be like peers, number one. So whether you're a student, you have peers. Whether you're working, you have peers and colleagues. Your peers, wherever your social network is, people who are your age and in your generation, they're your peers. You have a lot in common with them. Then you have friends of friends, and you can find them on social networks, colleagues, dating apps, where it's all online, bars or clubs where it's all in person, and coffee shops or parks or places like that where it's just total strangers. So you got the online and you got the in-person. You got your peers and friends and people you have things with common in, and you got total strangers that you don't know anything about. Completely public bars and clubs, or completely online social media, friends of friends, and dating apps. These are places where you can meet people and meet someone of the opposite sex and go from there. So, that was the introduction. Very important though. If you do these things in the introduction, you will have a higher rate of success and be a much more attractive target than someone who does not have this essential training. The prerequisites. Always work on the prerequisites. When you're bored, just work on a prerequisite. Work on your journey, work on your tasks, work on your training. Now, okay, the key when you have established contact with the person you like, whether it's online, whether it's in person, somehow you have entered into a conversation. Now, there are times where there is no conversation, but you interact, such as dancing, sports, events, large group of friends or large group of people are all participating, and you have some indirect contact with your person of interest. We'll get to that as well. But for now, but eventually you're going to want to establish direct contact with that person, which means you have a peaceful conversation with that person. It can be short, just a few minutes. It could be long, a couple of hours. You want to establish a first conversation with that individual. And the way to be interesting in conversation, and this is the way you should just naturally go about when you speak about life. It's how you learn the most. It's how you exert the least amount of energy. And it's how you come across as the best version of yourself and the most interesting. And that is with humor and nonchalantness, but a serious undertone. And that's all there is to it. Humor, nonchalantness, and a serious undertone. What does that mean? Well, you always have something to focus on in your life. When you meet the person, the thing you are focusing on is why you are both there together, what you are doing. If you're studying, if you're in preparing for something, if you're working, if you have a task at hand, if you're being social, those are your obligations. If you're meeting and having a conversation where you don't have something to focus on, you have your own life to focus on. You have your work, your education, your skills, your hobbies, your passions, your income, your duties, your schedule, people you need to meet and talk to and take care of. You have your own obligations. So you always want to keep these in mind, and you can bring them up whenever you want because they're there with you forever. That's your life. That's your obligation. That's what you have to do. That's what controls your life. So that's the serious part of your life. But you cope with this by being humorous and nonchalant. So you act like you're seemingly uninterested. See what I'm saying? And that's all there is to it. I don't know. I'm not going to fucking explain like a baby to you. Just act like make remarks and jokes that kind of sidetrack what you're doing while appearing that you are serious and focused and know what you're supposed to be doing. So you're an expert at being serious, but you make jokes and remarks that are humorous, interesting, and lighten the mood, like comic relief. Try and do that. I can't think of a fucking example, bro. Don't give me this shit. For example, you meet at I don't know, man. Come on, you know what I'm saying. If you're meeting somewhere where there's no event, you then you just think about your life responsibilities, like my boss is this because you gotta go to work, or one day I'm gonna graduate as a this. One day I'm gonna work for this company, this. You know, you got your life to talk about, but you're doing it so in a jokingly manner. That was an example right there. That was an example. Boom, you got an example. I don't know, bro. I'm trying to give you my best here. So, nonchalant. You want to be serious and focus on the task, being sharp as a tack, like a business customer salesman. But humorous and nonchalant, like a gentleman. And you just, that's what flirting is. When you have a conversation, and we're going to get into something deeper about the actual parts of the conversation. So that's basically the attitude you have. Generally, you have that attitude. People say you should practice flirting with everybody. Well, this is the best way to do it. Then you want to ask about the other person. So, and then the way you do that, don't think about fucking questions. I'm going to ask this, I'm going to ask that, I'm going to ask that. No, just roll with the flow and just act interested. Try and be actively aware and interested in things you are learning about the other person. If they talk about an experience, ask about that. Ask what would happen if this event occurred in your experience. Why didn't you do this? What about this? Did this happen? Did this happen? How did it feel? And then relate. Oh, damn, that must have felt really like this. Oh, I can understand. Oh, I had an experience where I felt similar. Kind of like a sports interview. So you ask questions about what they're saying and being interested in that, because that's how you are actively learning about the person. And then you share things that you have that are relatable to their experiences. And that's all the flirting. You ask about them, and you have serious undertone with nonchalantness about your life. Kiki. One sec, cat. Kiki. So that's how Kiki. So that's the whole flirting. You got nonchalantness. You've worked on yourself. You're interesting. You're confident. You're knowledgeable. You look good. You have healthy relationships with your friends and family. You've established direct contact. You ask about the other person with a genuine interest and ask follow-up questions to what they are saying, and then provide your relatable experiences. And then you have a serious undertone. So if the person has either is taken or you grow uninterested in them, you didn't waste your time, because you still talked about what's serious to you. You still shared that with someone, and you learned more about it yourself by talking about it, because now you're focused on your life goals. So even if the person doesn't mean anything to you in the future, you've advanced working on yourself. So that's your attitude you have. Kiki, now she wants to go aside. So after the first contact, then you want to establish get a contact connection. So as you're leaving, you say, would you like to stay in touch? can I grab your social media, or actually ask for a number. So you have some sort of way to follow up and set future dates. So then you have, I'm just fucking following my script. Then you have the number or the contact. Come on, this I can't go on. Basically, ask for details on in the messages. Ask for details like learn about their friends, about their family. Keep it happy, a happy mood, not needy, not attachment, not crazy shit. Just happy chats. Just have a happy chat. Ask for details about the person, and eventually set up a date, an in-person meeting, and talk about what you guys learned about, what you guys both experienced the last time you were in person together, what the other person was wearing, something that happened, something someone else said, something you talked about. Keep that going in the online chat as well. And then when you do set up a real life meeting, it could be something as simple as coffee or lunch or dinner or just coffee or lunch or a walk, something like that, where you can just meet in person, dress casual, and talk some more and hang out some more. Just like that. And then when you do meet, here's a nice little trick. Bring a small present, like a cookie or something. Bring a small gift. Or like a little card or something like that. Bring a small gift. It goes a long way. It costs you shit on a stick, but it goes a long way towards your social bank accounts. Yeah. So bring a small gift. And then just keep repeating this after 2 or 3 dates. If you don't see anything you don't like about the person, then you can ask, would you like to be more than friends or something like that? Would you like to date? That's the hardest part. That's the most courage. But that's the next step. And I never got there. I never got there ever. But I have a decade of experience. That's the entire guide. The last thing I want to say is about high intensity situations where you have indirect contact, like sports or dancing or a large group of friends and people. You want to say something to where your person of interest is to the entire group. So, because it's a group conversation. So you want to say just one thing that's interesting, that makes you appear as an expert on what the task is at hand, why you're all together, gathered there, or something funny. Just one thing towards the entire group, so that person can notice you. That's the only chance you'll get. And then at the end of the event, people, because there's so many people, they just usually just leave. So you don't even have time to have a conversation. So as you're leaving and rushing away, you can say one sentence that's a nonchalant joke to the person of interest. Like, oh, how did you guys feel about what just happened? Oh, well, that was good exercise, or fuck it, I don't know. And after you say that one thing, they smile. And then you ask, hey, can I have your social media? That's the only chance you can really get at it. And then if you get social media, here's the rule. You send 1 or 2 messages as follow-up sometime later. If you don't get a reply within 2 or 3 days to 1 or 2 messages, just cancel it. Quit it. It's over. There's no point. It's done. So 1 or 2 messages. Kiki. 1 or 2 messages as a follow-up. So that's it. You get the contact. And you set up more dates in person. That's all I can think of for this guide. I mean, that's a good guide. That was a lot of effort. Kiki. 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 That's the full guide. Follow along on my internet page. I have this written up, this guide, and just practice. Just practice at different steps of this guide. Whatever you want to do, just practice. If you're doing it online, just fill the fuck out of everything you can fill out. Just try. Just try. Because if you're trying, you're already beating 90% of the people out there. You're already beating 80% of the people out there if you just make a wholehearted effort. And just fucking upload as many photos as possible. Fill out all the details. Just fucking give it an effort. If you go all the way, if you have the resiliency and the persistence to keep at it, you'll beat other people. And you'll find success and more happiness. You just got to keep at it and be willing to go all the way and keep trying and just commit. Just commit. Try. And you'll beat other people. As always, enjoy your Starbucks. Enjoy your studies. Work on your career. Work on your education. And stay classy.